Derek, my precious son, I didn't want to send this message like this. You know how I am. I always wait until we're sitting under starlight with a cup of tea or on a long walk before I tell you anything important. I like the quiet space, the calm, the look in your eyes when the truth finds its place in you. But this time, I can't wait. The world can't wait. With the deployment of troops to the lunar underground, because of what's happening on the far side of the moon, I knew it was time. The reports are true. The rogue reptilian faction we feared is here, and they are holding tens of thousands of human beings, earthlings, in chains. The truth has become too urgent to keep in whispers. So, I'm sending you this encrypted transmission. Just between us, though I know Sharon Quester might be listening. And that's okay. I trust her with your life. I know she sees your worth. I know she sees your power. And I believe, in my bones, she will use your gifts wisely. Now listen carefully, my love. You've always known you are different. You've always felt the edge of something vast inside you. You think faster than others. You dream in places that don't exist on Earth. You feel things' truths before they happen. And your body is changing in ways that no one else around you quite understands. That's not a fluke. That's not random. That's your heritage calling to you. You are the child of stars. Rick, your father, is Pentillion. I've never told you that in full before, not because I was hiding it, but because I wanted the moment to be right. He was born to Ray and Caroline Jones, your grandparents. Ray and Caroline may seem like ordinary, gentle souls on Earth, but they are true Pentillions, beings shaped by generations of cosmic knowledge, timeless memory, and advanced evolution. Your father, Rick, inherited their Pentillion mind and soul. That's why he sees the universe the way he does. As for the reptilian blood in you, that comes from my side, from my father's lineage. Ethosan, yes, but mixed, long ago, with something serpentine and ancient. We rarely talked about it, but I've always known it was there. That's how I know your eyes slitted for a reason. Ira wasn't imagining it. You carry more than one legacy. You are a hybrid, Derek. Not in the way scientists define it with test tubes and labels. You are the living convergence of three great bloodlines, Pentillion, Ethosan, and Reptilian. That's why your body does things others can't explain. That's why Ira Rothbard saw your eyes slit during your training. He said it with awe, and I believe him. I believe you can transition, maybe not into a full reptilian form like the winged ones of Dragos, but into something uniquely yours. A being that merges ancient instinct, higher reason, and transcendent empathy. That's your superpower, Derek. I know hybridization sounds clinical, even harsh, but I want you to see it differently. You are a melting pot of survival, brilliance, and divinity. Every atom in you sings with potential that few in this galaxy can even begin to comprehend. And you're not alone in this. Do you remember visiting Dragos with Jenna Collins before the chaos began? Do you remember riding the dragons with her, the true dragons, the serpent-winged creatures whose scales shimmered with galaxies? You were in Reptilia, the capital city. You stood at the gates of the palace of Emperor Rastroy and his wife. You flew above a civilization that's been thriving for hundreds of millions of years, maybe longer. That world, Derek, is real. And it is not evil. There are many good reptilians. Just like there are kind humans and cruel ones, the same is true for them. Some of the reptilians on Dragos are philosophers, artists, caretakers of stars. And some, those ancient dragons, are revered as living temples. They are not monsters. They are wisdom incarnate. They mentored us before Earth even knew fire. And that's why I must tell you this next part. The man who is now masquerading as the Vice President of the United States is not the real Niles Milan. The real Vice President Milan is alive, but being held prisoner by a rogue faction of Dragosian reptilians. He has reptilian blood, Derek. That's part of why he was targeted. He never told the world. Perhaps he was afraid. Perhaps he thought humanity wasn't ready. But I met him. He and his wife came to dinner one evening at our home in California. You were in Italy with Jenna, and I didn't want to worry you. I should have told you. They were lovely, warm people, and he carried himself with the dignity of someone who knew the truth about himself, even if he couldn't say it aloud. Derek, the truth is rising. It can no longer be buried beneath titles or silence. You are what the ancients hoped for, a child of many lineages. And that means you have access to the strengths of all. The resilience of the Reptilian, the vision of the Pentillion, the inner stillness of the Ethosan. But there's more. There's something I've never admitted out loud. A secret I hoped I'd have time to tell you in person. But Seraphina came to me in a dream. Yes, that's Seraphina, and told me time is not a luxury anymore. She said she met you on the moon. Not in dream. In truth. She said your soul reached beyond the veil during your near-death experience. And I know now because Sharon Quester finally told me that you volunteered for Dr. Ethan and Mary Conrad's research, the Near-Death Consciousness Project, the one sanctioned in secret by the NSA. You crossed over willingly, and you met an angel. Seraphina told me you two were connected by a strand of light, an Einstein-Rosen bridge, as Earth scientists call it, though they barely grasp what that truly is. In the highest understanding of Pentillion theology, we call it the Cilantro Passage, a soul bridge. Most humans believe death is an ending. But it's a doorway, Derek. One you opened with your own will. You prove something that only a few beings have dared to believe, that a young species like ours can pierce the illusion of separation, the darkness that tells us we are alone in a godless universe. You saw beyond that. You saw the light, and you brought something back. Seraphina told me that the dream you had, the apocalyptic vision of Washington, D.C. burning, that wasn't just a nightmare. It was a premonition. You weren't asleep. You were seeing what may come and what you alone have the power to stop. You, Derek Jones, carry inside you the force to reshape the fate of worlds. Through your will, through your mind, through the fusion of your ancestral gifts. I say this not to burden you, but to honor you. And I know it may feel like too much, like everyone is watching, waiting, needing something from you. But I want you to know this. You don't have to save the universe to be worthy of it. You already are, just by being, just by loving, just by choosing truth, even when it's hard. And I want you to remember something else. Something simple. You are my son. Before anything else, before prophecy, before war, before miracles or madness, you were the baby I held in the forests of Ethosa, wrapped in starlight, humming softly as the twin moons rose. You were the boy who asked me if God had a face, and when I said maybe, you said, then I hope it's smiling. You are loved, Derek, and nothing you become will change that. Not wings, not slitted eyes, not destiny. If Sharon hears this transmission, as I suspect she might, then let her hear my words too. Sharon, if you are listening, thank you for watching over my son. Thank you for believing in him, even when others didn't know what to believe. I trust you to protect him, and not just from enemies, but from the weight of expectation. He is still growing, still discovering, and he is not alone. I will come to you soon, Derek. When the stars align, when the war abates, when the path is safe. Until then, remember who you are. You are the fusion of worlds, the bridge between truths, the spark of something ancient reborn. You are the dream of the universe remembering itself. And I love you more than words can ever contain. Until I see you again, walk in light. Mom.